All right, good morning, guys. We got to get this car up and running. This car's got to get out of the garage so I could bring this one in. Taking this one down to Miami today. Got the bin in here, bunch of randomness. Oil for the road, right? We know you drive an M, it's gonna take down oil, but we are good to go. No power steering? No brake caliper?
No power steering.
And no gas?
No gas?
No gas?
Let's do it.
No seat?
Let's do it.
Well, yeah. The caliper's back there. Alright. So I will be sitting.
Shotgun.
Yeah. I think there's a bolt up my butt.
What is that?
That's the rear. That's like the rear caliper rubbing up on something.
I was gonna say, if it rolls, honey, pull the e-brake.
Yeah, we're not safe. It smells like fuel back here. That's because I'm sitting right on the fuel pump that I've been taking on and off. I'm just sad because I was so excited to install this thing, right? And it didn't even work. I had to put the stock beat up one back in there. It's shooting fuel at me. What's going on, guys? All right, so we are working on Subaru, the white one, all right? I think it's out there somewhere. Let's see. All right, just so you guys know. All right, so it's the white Bugeye. Boom, right there, that one. But we've been working on that side of the shop. We split it into two. This side's gonna be the one with the lift and everything. We just etched the floor and we're gonna let it dry tomorrow. And after it dries tomorrow, the day after, we're gonna actually paint it. So we're gonna kind of try to draw everything out and put the lift there and figure out what's going on. But since I already did a part 1 and a part 2 of the Subaru, this is gonna be like after it all, but I'm gonna use this as the intro, so you guys are seeing it now. You'll see like right when we got, like, you know, I already did something where we started fixing up the car, then we got it running. So there's a little checklist of everything we got to make it run, right? So we're trying to hit the dyno. Unfortunately, we didn't make it to the dyno, right? So part 2, I don't want to spoil it for you guys, but actually I just did. So part 2, we did all that stuff. We went to the dyno and the dyno broke. So
less of amount.
Take a picture of that Uber Eats, Tony?
Yeah.
No, you know it's for you, my friend?
we're the next one up and it didn't happen. So we just worked on it some more. Now that we've worked on it some more, we've got some downtime. We're gonna work on some more. I'm gonna pull the stuff that I put on it off and actually put some more stuff on it, right? Yeah, so right now everybody's dealing with a coronavirus pandemic, so it's kind of like everybody is at home. All right, so we got time to work. We've got the kids in the house. They're running around, they're playing. You know what I should do? Cut to a little part of the Z. I took it out for a spin the other day. That thing rips. Anyways, get to it. We're gonna do this as part 1 of the Subaru build.
Look at how thick that is.
Yeah, no, because I cleaned it off and then it goes right back on there.
Riding rich.
Alright, so it's fuel injector time. What's on here? This is the JDM STI, so these should be little pinks. Yep, there you go, right? So over here, I want the little pinks. They're right there. Boom. So those are the pink injectors. They were like $5.75 or something like that. Anyways, we're thinking about which ones, right? So I've got, I believe these are the Bosch So EV14. So these are little pigtails that go right onto there. So those are these. I just gotta make sure they fit, but I don't have the right one for the Subaru here. It's gotta be a longer piece, as you can see. And these are the RCs. So I took this one out last night. Right. So these are RC 750s. These are the ones that might go in there. We're not gonna run 85, so I think we're gonna run this one. And we also have the ID 1050s, right? These 1050s. Yeah, so these are beautiful. But doesn't need that much fuel. This car, we've had RCs on our old one, so this is the one we've had before, RCs. And the reason it has this piece is because it goes into it goes right into that fuel rail right there. So it has a little extension piece. But we're just gonna run the same type into this one. I'll save this one for another project, and I'll save this one for another project. It's like a hybrid VF22 and VF24. I think it's like a VF22 has a larger front, and then this one's got like a VF24 rear, so it spools quick. So it does pull. We haven't tuned it yet, but it pulls. Stuff some paper in here, so none of our little frog or lizard friends go in. We're in the shop now. Don't have to worry about that. I'm gonna go ahead and pull off cruise control while I'm here. I'm gonna leave the master cylinder here for now, but once I go through, I'll probably do like a chase base setup. Take all this stuff out so I could have maybe space for a air oil separator, get rid of this thing, get rid of ABS. Alternator is going back in, obviously. AC is not. We might keep this front mount on there for now and put that one on later. All right, so here is the whole intake manifold piece with the inlet pipe still on here. So it's one piece, makes everything easy to remove. Actually, it's a little pain in the butt because of all the clips that are under here. So it's kind of hard unless you take everything out. Has a million little lines and hoses everywhere, but I'm used to it. This is what it is. Where is it? So once you take off the cover piece, right? This piece right here, it exposes the injectors. Once you get to this part, all it is taking off one clip here, two injectors on each side. You're just gonna go ahead and remove those bolts there, 1 and 2. The fuel rail pops up, and you're just gonna put it right back in. So should be an easy install for this one. All right, so these are the pinks right here, the STI pinks, and this is going to be the RC injector. Now you can see they are taller, right? This one's taller, but it does come with the spacer, so that little gap right there is going to be what these are used for. All right, so I had to run to Napa to go get some parts here. This thing's probably about 16 millimeters. I had to go get another set, a little longer, just because I got to get the spacer in there, right? Boom. So didn't want to go back and forth. I got the 20 millimeter one and a 25. So I'm hoping the 20 millimeter one works. If not, we got the other ones. All right, so I'm gonna go with the 25. They look like they'd be the same coming out after that spacer. So we're gonna go with the 25 millimeter length here versus the stock size. All right, so as you can see, the spacer is in there, and I got the longer bolt here. It was a 12. This one is going to be now a 13 millimeter, you know, a little larger, it doesn't matter. But it is probably about 4 or 5 millimeters longer, so it's actually going to go in there deep enough. I'm going to make sure that these things seat properly. It's going in there nicely. This thing is already sitting on the nice rubber grommet or whatnot. All right, so I have to turn the light off. I'm taking a break over here because little guy's got to go in for dinner and he wants to get a couple runs in before showering. I'll have to say it's amazing because this is his second time at Nürburgring, and I hate driving this track. Robert was driving this yesterday, and I was complaining about it, but this kid just came on his first lap on here. He got third place on his first time. So we set on beginner, of course. He usually races intermediate on the kart, but now he's on a car. I got him in the Lamborghini Huracan, but this is his second time trying, and he's probably like halfway through the track, already in second place, and he's battling with the first one. He's trying to understand how to pass cars because it's a narrow road. Oh, there's another car. But yeah, I mean, car control, very good. He'll let off. He knows to let off and gas. Like, you know, yeah. He lets off, lets the car rotate, and gasses on these little turns or whatnot. So, I know you can't see him, but there you go. Look at okay. There's that little light in between him is because he's looking through the steering wheel. Right, there's that sharp right. Go, 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 accelerate. Good job. Good job. You got, what did you get, 9 minutes and 30 seconds? 9:30. Not bad, man. That's really good. First place, right?
9:30? So it's 9:30 at night?
No, man, that's your time. All right, guys. I keep saying I'm just going to drop it in and then we're going to redo everything later, but I'm thinking, wow, we're going to have some downtime. And the only reason we're having downtime is that I was going to replace everything, put everything back up and start the car up, but this gasket happened, right? This is a factory gasket. It popped. I'm going to need to get either an OEM one. I don't think anybody carries like a Grim Speed one or anything like that close by. I'll check online. I'm gonna see if I could do the coolant line little piece here. You pretty much tee it off and it goes down there. Usually you could do it without all this stuff out here. You could do it from the bottom of the car, but I'm also do that now. That's gonna leave, so definitely gonna unplug the cruise control and just have space for a catch can. Again, I'm not taking out the ABS yet. Just because that's going to be extra money. I just want to get the car up and running, but while we're here, we'll go ahead and do that. Maybe not do that then. All right, so how hard is it to take off the cruise control? Not very hard at all. This is going to be the piece that goes onto the throttle body. This is not a drive-by wire, it's just cable. So there's going to be two. This is going to be on the left side. Just unscrew it, comes off here. This should be an easy removal, a couple number 10s and you're out. The hardest part might be just pulling off that plug. That's probably it. You know, it's an old car, so things get stuck. All right, guys, so if you're trying to remove cruise control, which is right there off your GD Subaru, it's not that hard. You could, well, it's not that hard because we have the intake manifold off here and everything going. But let's just say you could reach around and grab everything. You can. It's literally just unplugging this here and going to this section here. This just makes it easier for me to show you guys where it's at. So there's going to be a, where's the camera here? It's going to be a 10mm bolt here. There's one underneath. There's going to be two here. I just took one out, right? This piece right here stays. I just bent it out a little bit so I could fit the extension. But the good thing is that it comes out and then this bracket is separate from this one. So it's going to go right back in, but this whole module will come out. So this part will be perfect space for a catch can, air oil separator. So we're going to go ahead and take that out. All right, so now that that is, the four bolts are out, I'm just going to pull this and angle it quicker because if you try to unplug it while it's on there, it's a funny angle. And although everything's out here, it doesn't mean I'm not gonna bust my knuckles. Always wear gloves. Just makes it easier. If not, you're gonna have skin falling off. At least you could angle it now this way and find the direction, so you could actually get that piece off right there. So this one, I don't have my pick on me. We're still rearranging the shop, so stuff's everywhere. Okay, this one, go right here. Nice. Just put it in there, wiggle it, and now you're gonna get it. So if you guys are gonna try to pull it out just by unhooking it, at least I'll show you. That's it right there, right? So there's the whole unit. This is the piece that's on the wall. But this is it's really hard to get that piece, at least on my side it was. But once you pressed it right there, right here, I just took a screwdriver and just popped it out. You're just literally doing that. Perfect, right? That's it. So you're done. Voila, this is a whole cruise control unit here. All right, if you're doing your swap and you notice that your USDM speed sensor harness does not plug into your JDM tranny. Oh, there goes that. Your JDM tranny, I believe Iwire sells the clip, so you could either put it together yourself or I think you could just order the pigtail. So I'm gonna go online tonight and gonna order like from this connection straight to there. I think that's what they have. So there's no wiring. I don't need butt connectors or anything. I could just plug and play. So we're gonna do that one, and speedometer should work because right now only the tach works. All right, so also with the parts that we took down, I've got some pieces here that may work. Replace some hoses, but like I said, farm vehicles outside, look, right? That's hornet's nest stuff, right? They crawl up in here, little wasps and bugs, and they just fill it up with dirt, make it their home. Look at that, right? All my fuel lines are like that. I picked this up today from one of our guys. I just needed one rear brake caliper, so hopefully it's not horribly seized or anything. I'm gonna just replace it. If I was keeping these brakes, I would just sandblast them down, do a cool like zinc finish and whatnot. But this is gonna be a track car, so these stalkers aren't really gonna stay that long. I just need one to work on there. One of the things I've never done personally, but I heard you could do, is these are coolant lines. As you can see, one's here, one's from here, that runs to your throttle body. You can see one there and one there. A lot of people say they do cap it. They just put like little rubber nipples on here and cap the other sides, so they don't want any hot fluids going through the throttle body, keeping everything cooler. I've never done that, so I can't vouch for it. Let me know if you guys have done that, because that would be interesting. We live in Florida. It's not going to be icing up over here. So if that's a real thing, I probably would cap it. We're getting rid of the what is it, charcoal canister. The charcoal canister that's right there, this big bulky unit, right? So that saves us some weight, saves us some space. We could probably hang all our pieces, get our diffuser down here. It's not hard to do. It's one clip and a bunch of hoses on the other side, right? So this whole unit just drops down, and you get to clear this whole space, and you put it with one of those little breather filters. Actually, while I'm down here, you can see there's no sway bar, and I need an Endlink. But getting rid of that. All right, so just so you can get a better look at the evap system here, this is the sensor, and this bottom piece here went down there, and this one went up to here. So all I'm gonna do is, well, all I did is unplug this one. This breather is gonna get a cap So you could actually, you know, take this thing down or use it as another port. I would use it as a little vacuum port. This one you don't have to worry about because if you're pulling everything out, that's coming out of here. You don't need to cap it. It's just an open line. This right here is the sensor. It's gonna probably throw a code on us. We're gonna disable it. I'm leaving this thing now until I rewire everything. It's not gonna be in the way. I got a chance to change this piece out right here. Again, it's another vacuum port. Now we'll just have that just replace this one here. This will get replaced with the inlet hose, new inlet pipe. We're not gonna need this one. We're gonna use it right now because we're keeping it here, so we'll keep it in. It's the breather hose that goes into there, but once we get the air oil separator that goes right there, we're definitely gonna not need any of these ports here. So the 3-inch pipe that we usually run doesn't have any of these. It goes straight through. You're not gonna worry about these lines here. So just getting rid of the fuel system, putting fuel rails is gonna make life easier. Right now, we're just putting it in as is. So I'm just gonna go ahead, instead of putting this back on and having all this to stick back in, I'm gonna go ahead and chop this thing off right there and just keep it as a little nib. Boom. So I'm gonna chop that off, and then right after that we are going to the bottom of the car and doing the charcoal canister down there. So that was deleting the AC. The lines that come out of the firewall to the section on this side, these are all the hoses, the hard lines. These are going to the compressor, whatnot. That's out there. So this thing is a tank. I might need to take this thing out, or maybe switch another bracket or something like that for the alternator. But other than that, that's mainly there. I do want to take this thing out, so that's phase 2 is going to take all the lines off, so the firewall should be good. And the last thing I'll do is make a nice little harness that's going to go just for the manifold into there. Alright guys, so I've done a lot of cleaning in here. Took out a bunch of parts. So AC system's out, just makes everything a lot easier to work with. About to put the intake manifold in, and we are about to line up the gaskets. So just pretty much make sure the gaskets are the same way they came out. I'm gonna put these right here. They do line up with these little, what do we call them, divots, space holders or whatnot. So you definitely don't want to crush them or pinch them or anything like that. So pretty straightforward. I like that everything is made. There you go. I'm not putting any Philonic spacers or anything like that. I might need them later on just to raise it up. I don't know, maybe a 1/4 inch, or I think it's 1/2 inch when we put the intercooler piping this way, just to run it out that way. So we'll see. But this would be version 1 before we tune it. So I don't think we're gonna swap anything else out unless we swap that out, but I think we're gonna keep that one. Yeah, it's a good turbo. So the IHI VF30. But other than that, all right, guys, let's do it. Let's put that in. I'm gonna put it on a time lapse because there is a lot of stuff to go. All right, there you go. Intake manifolds in. The only thing I gotta do now is just put the alternator in there. I'm gonna move some brackets around and then put some clips in, put the pipe in, and it'll be ready to go. I'm not gonna start it up tonight. I am buttoning up the last two pipes, little charge pipes for this car, and before I call it a day, and it's perfect timing because I hear something outside. It is, let me see something real quick. It's 11:50, and these guys just came back from the dealer. Yep, anybody take a guess what that is? I'll show you tomorrow.